All right, welcome back to the Rope Access channel. In this episode, we'll be talking a little bit about some new products from Petzl. Let's get into it. Today I'm joined by Reinout from Alpitec, and he will take us through some of the new products. Some have been out on the market for quite a while. Some products are very new, especially for me. So first let's introduce Reinout. Reinout, welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about what do you do? What's Alpitec and who are you?
Yeah. Hi everybody, my name is Reinout from Petzl Benelux, and Petzl Benelux is represented in Alpitec here for Belgium, Holland and Luxembourg, and I'm representing the Dutch part for the professional market. So that's my job, Alex.
All right, very cool. So we've been meeting each other on and off for the last, I don't know, 8 or 10 years, something like that.
Absolutely.
We were going to have an event last week, but that got cancelled. So we both had a little bit of a gap in our calendars and we could match up. I'm here in Belgium right now, in Antwerp, at this beautiful location. So let's start with, we have a table full of gear. There's some things I really want to talk about. Well, most of them actually, but let's start with the harnesses.
Good.
Because there's a new Falcon line.
Absolutely.
So what can you tell me about?
We decided to change our Falcon line to adapt a little bit more to the rescuers, especially to the rescue market, but maybe it could be interesting for rope access as well. It's going to be up to you guys if you like it. So we have three big harnesses. It's just a normal Falcon, Falcon Ascent, which is especially made for people who make big ascents. And a Falcon Mountain, which are more for a mountain rescue, very tiny, little bit sports harness, lightweight.
Right.
Yeah, that's the line.
That's the line. So I know we have some behind us.
The Falcon is especially made for rescue people. When a rescuer needs to stabilize his victim, for example, it could be he's immobilized for half an hour. So if you have a thick harness on the waist belt, it gets into our ribs. That's something we try to prevent, right. So we made it very slim. Also very lightweight, that's why we got back to our lateral points in textile. We have a solution for those who don't like it, who would like to adapt it as well. Very comfort foam in the waist belt as well, very comfortable.
Nice and soft.
Indeed. Yeah. Adaptable to the top crawl, for example, S or the L version, as well as the chest area could be adapted to it as well. Fast buckles we know on the legs. We used them in several harnesses already. And the fast LT plus buckles at the waist to adapt very smoothly.
And it has 2 gear loops? No, 4 gear loops. Actually 5 with the...
Yes,
right, yeah.
Indeed. We have 5 gear loops, and then we can add actually the new, which I will show a little bit later on, the Interfast, which can be made in the carry tool slot. I don't know if I see it very well. This is a carry tool slot, so we made Interfast over there.
It's beautiful, and this is the work positioning, work restraint.
EN 358.
358 is actually positioning as well.
Absolutely. Maybe interesting to swap to the ring to side?
Yeah, let's get into that, because we have the textile
on one side,
and we have the solution if you want something, if you're used to that or want something bigger. So there's you can add that.
That's the ring to side. So actually what happens is we have one reference which gives you 2 products, brings you a rubber piece together with ring open in gray version. The ring open we know already. Yeah. We can open it up here, take it out. So what happens with the rubber thing is that there's 2 little angles pointing forwards. So actually we can use one reference for both sides, or I'm going to put it this way and flip it down, or I'm going to flip it around and start on the other way. I flip it from the bottom and put it on the top.
Yeah. So one size fits both.
Indeed. Yeah. It's a little bit in beginning, it's a little bit struggling, but it's very well and tidy. So we put it in, and this one goes inside and stays there. So you see? Yeah. And then I've put the ring open inside. Right. What happens is, so I have a lateral point, which I'm used to it. Yeah. If I don't need it, I tuck it back in the
Nice. It's a good solution. Personally, I like to have a hard point there. I know other people don't want anything there, but I like it for easy access. Yeah.
For the rescue people, they don't actually need it, and they use it very little. So that's why. And here we have a gain of weight. That's the reason. Right. If you want it, you have it.
You have it.
It's retrofit with the Astro as well, eh?
With the older Astro.
You can use it as well. Yeah. So maybe a solution for those people wearing an Astro.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's hard to get in, but you only do it once.
True.
It's not something you do every day.
Hard. I mean, it's 5 minutes work, and then you put a chair, and it's not that much, but it's a little bit, you know, put it in tidy.
So that's cool, but this is one version, and there's 2 more versions.
Indeed.
So let's get into those.
So the Falcon Ascent. The Falcon Ascent, when you go to caving, for example, you want a very low point for your crawl. So your efficiency when you're climbing up. So this point gets really low. This is the point where your top will crawl.
Where you crawl in, and then you would attach like your descenders in here. Yeah. This becomes your main point. Okay. Yeah.
So what we added, when you can, I hope you can see it, probably make a.
We'll get a close-up.
Later on, and I did the same thing. You have actually 2 little loops here, and with the loops you can put your little binders with your seat harness.
The work seat.
And what I didn't mention, we put the size over here from the harness.
Oh, that's not no more. That wears away.
Well, the thing wears away is still on this side, actually, behind. Yeah. So you have the size, but sometimes it's easy when we work in a team. You pick one, pick your harness.
Very light, fast buckles as well.
Yeah, that's actually the same. The only thing which is different is the front, this ventral point.
And then we have the
third one,
Mountain, I think it was.
Yes, the Falcon Mountain is even more lightweight than really conception of a sports harness. So this is really for people in mountain areas, which needs to walk towards the victims, for example. They don't need to big harnesses. They have to have the flexibility and liberty. Yeah. But if they need to do a little climb in the rocks or something, it's a very good harness. I think in the Netherlands, Belgium will be a little less used. But
the Alps and the Pyrenees or other mountain regions.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I see this has side points as well. Are those full-on side points as the other harnesses?
358,
like 358, and can we fit the ring in here as well?
No, it's not. It's a little bit smaller than the other one, so it's not going to fit in this one.
But for the industry in mountain rescue, that kind of positioning is more rare than in industrial
area, absolutely.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah. And it does have
restraints
and the possibility for a top as well.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Nice. Beautiful, lightweight harnesses. Is there anything else? What I see?
There's one thing I don't have at the moment. We didn't get it yet because it's only bound to be set in June 2023. By the way, the Falcon range is already available since end of January 2023. Okay. So it's in stores now. There's one more thing that's a ring to ring. We have ring to side, you know, the ring to get to the side of the harness, but we have a ring to ring, which will be an additional ring, a ring open actually like this one. We put in these between these 2 points, and there's one ring coming on this side. Okay. Very helpful when you want to have a descender, industrial descender, idea or rig, for example. It's in the right position at that time. Right. If we would go like this, it's always sideways. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's one thing. And the second thing is, if my helicopter is coming to rescue me, it has a pick-up point which is a little bit more easy to access. It's quicker. Yeah. Nice. Chest air. Chest air. Yeah. It's the last thing in the Falcon range. Actually, we can add it to our harnesses to add an external point, so it's very easy to put it on with a fast buckle as well. Click, and this one goes behind our point here, of course. It's easy adjustable. Oh, that's it. That's it. Yeah, and also this we can stow away, of course, which is as we know with Petzl, and we have little two loops. It's on this side. Yeah, thank you. For gear, if you want to take some gear. Right. So that's how you put the external point, and as you see, we don't have a dorsal one. No. And this one sticks away from our armpits. Yeah. We have enough space to be free. And this is a full A-point. Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. We could use this on the Astro sit as well. Absolutely, if you want to. Yeah. Interfast, the new solution from Petzl to tool tethering. Tool tethering. Yeah, it's a hot issue. There's a lot of accidents going on as well on construction sites, for example. And it's rather difficult. So actually Petzl did it the smart way, very limited possibilities to fit on your tools. Just one lanyard, tool leash, just one. Very nice carabiner, small carabiner.
Yeah.
Maximum 5 kilos, maximum 1.20 meters. So actually, we know if we have a fall factor 2, how much strength will come onto our waist, for example.
If the tool would be 5 kilos and you drop it,
absolutely,
you know that. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So we know the maximum weight and maximum energy coming onto our body and to harness. That's why I've put it now to our Interfast.
Yeah.
I'll take it then this side. The Interfast is a separate part with 2 possibilities to fix something. As you can see, I opened it up already. There's a little screw.
Yeah.
We have to take it out completely. Then we can open it up.
Okay.
And it's retrofit as well and fits as well to Avao, Astro, Sequoia, to our Falcon harnesses, to our carry tool slots, for example. So we can put it in a carry tool slot. This is the Avao harness, for example. Of course, we take it out, we take it out, we put it in, and we put the screw back in.
Okay, yeah.
So it's very handy, very lightweight. You have 2 ways to put something in, the hole in the bottom, 5 kilos, or the fast buckle in the top, 6 kilos. And together with the tool bag, you have a little loop.
Okay.
And actually, we can put it very easily on.
That's nice.
And take it off if I need something else.
That looks very good, because what I often find annoying is when we just click it in the gear loops, and when you suspend it, it's somewhere over here, and it's. I always try to figure out a way to get it a little bit higher and more close. It's exactly that. It's just like that.
And the good thing are the gear tool bags now, because they're new as well. We have 3 models. We have 1.5, 3, and 6. Is you can open it up with one hand. I can attach it and I can close it with my one hand as well.
Like little attention to detail, things that have been bothering me all the time. Like you're holding your drill and you need some new screws, but you close the thing, then you have to put your drill in and then use the other hand, and this one makes it a little bit easier.
So with the Interfast, it's something to put on your harness.
Yeah.
Then we have our tool leash, which will be the connection between our harness and our gear.
Yeah.
So we need something to put on our gear. So we have 3 solutions.
Right.
To put on the gear and the tethering, it's or the tooling S, which comes with the tape and the little webbing. The tape is not ours, we buy them. Of course, it's not our invention, but it's vulcanized.
Of course,
same. So actually, we kind of stretch it, turn around our device for 6 or 12 times, depending on the weight.
Yeah.
And we add the webbing. What we did is, with the webbing, it's a very nice eye, very easy to clip it on.
Clip into.
And then we are secure.
Nice, easy to change out.
Absolutely. So that's the S version, 2.3 kilos maximum. We have the M, Tooling M, this one. So with the Tooling M, we use a girth hitch, nice webbing as well to clip in, like so, for example. So that's when your gear has already a loop to put something in. And then there's another one, which is the Tooling L, the large one, until 5 kilos. And there we did something very smart as well. A girth hitch as well. But what happens with the girth hitch is that...
I already see it.
It takes some slack, and then all of a sudden I lost it. So what we did is we added a little plastic. The plastic will be put between our gear and the webbing, and we'll tuck it in the plastic. So actually, you're gonna lock it almost.
I see it.
I did it a little bit here. So it's very difficult to open up when you give them some slack.
I used to use duct tape and tie wraps for this.
Possible too, possible too.
Yeah, and I like also again a little detail, like when you girth hitch it, it always gets a twist in it.
Yeah.
But when you girth hitch just properly, it should not have a twist properly. First time using it this way. Now there's no twist.
Yes, and a very nice eye to clip in again.
It's a nice, simple solution, I think.
Well, it's that you need. I think we can give a solution for 80% of our gear.
Right.
Which is a lot of already with 3 different possibilities.
Yeah. You have one thing to put it on your harness with.
Yes.
One thing to connect the tools with, and something to connect the leash on 3 different ways to the various tools that we use.
And what I did on the harness is I put a girth hitch as well on the bottom. Another possibility is you put it on the gear, and this one you use on a...
Right,
so it's a little bit how you like to use it.
And is this available now or coming in the
April 2023.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Almost available.
Yeah, it's only 1 month. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Time is flying. All right.
There's another minor thing I would like to add and show you. It's it's a nice one. Huh?
We like little carabiners.
It's not the EPI.
It says not for climbing, not PPE.
Not PPE, not.
But does it say anything about? No, it doesn't. 2kN, 4kN.
Oh,
can you tell us?
It does give a maximum of, if I recollect well, 400 kilos. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So
no PPE.
No, maximum 400 kilos.
But your foot loop fits in it.
True.
For something.
And actually, what's very nice is if you have a closer look, you see it's very nice, rounded up and a little bit flat at the bottom.
Yeah.
So if you want to use, the Petzl harnesses always have a small loop. So we can use it on this one as well, flat, and then on the little loop.
That's the rounded side, yeah.
And then you have another way without the Interfast to put it on your harness. It comes in 2 references. You can buy it like this.
Okay.
That's it. Or you can buy it with 2 accessories. And the accessories, you can make a locking device. You can put it around and lock the gate. Or
that's good. I've lost some things from my harness because I used carabiners similar to that without a locking gate. Yeah.
Or we use the...
I didn't lose it. I know exactly where it is. At the bottom of the North Sea.
Or use the captive bar.
So we have some nice new harnesses. A way to tether our tools to the harnesses. But what if we need to lift something up to our harnesses?
We have some solutions as well.
Here. We call that a segue. So, something I'm pretty excited about myself because I use the micro traction often. And one thing I did not like about the micro traction is that you have to take it off the carabiner.
Yeah.
Now, I already know that the new micro traction, so...
The new one you can actually put on your anchor point and open it up, and our spin pulleys, and they actually continue with the technology we use there. Yeah. Very easy to open it up. Lower your thumb, upper your thumb, and open is the flank. Yeah. Very nice red indicator if I didn't close it correctly. A nice indicator on this one as well in the sheath. And well, as we know, the micro traction with the brake. Yeah. We can activate or deactivate the brake like so. And we pronounced a little bit of this button a little bit more. So when you have gloves, it's a little bit easier to activate the cam again. Yeah. And
does it feel, can I feel it? It feels like there's a little bit more resistance as well.
Could be.
Because what I had with the old one is that you barely touched it and it already locked. Sometimes it locked, not when I wanted it.
Yeah, that's something we see as well. And then we go towards a Pro Traxxion, which has the brakes as well. And there we have the same thing. It's a little bit bigger. And you have to really pronounce it to, I want to engage and not engage.
Right. Ran into some battery issues. So Mini Traxxion. From the Mini Traxxion, we go into the Pro Traxxion.
Pro Traxxion, yes, indeed, yeah. Lightweight, as you said. We integrated a swivel as well. Yeah. And most people would like to use a swivel as well. The swivel is what we know from the spin pulleys as well as rounded in the edges, so we can actually tie in directly with our rope if you want.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Big enough to put 2 binders. We can use our anchor sling, for example, directly in the swivel. And the Pro Traxxion is as our spin pulleys. So the same features. We have to go down, up, and it's easy with the thumb. Open even with your left-handed. It's also possible to open it up, or with gloves. Nice red indicator if you didn't close it correctly. And we have a brake as well. We can engage with this button, or disengage.
Yeah.
The good thing is they made a little bit bigger as well, the button, so it's easier to engage
with gloves. And
absolutely, yes, true. Another thing, what they added is the little opening over here, little hole. The hole we can see in the cam as well. So we put a little thread. We can actually start rigging a little thread here and use the cam from a distance.
Right, so when your load is suspended, you can disengage
the cam.
Disengage the cam a little bit to lower it a little bit, just to put it down on the ground, sort of thing.
Important to know it's maximum 2 meters because you always have a visual on our Pro Traxxion. It's very important. We have it as well on ID. We have it on the Maestro, the twin release. There's a very good tech movie of how to use it on a distance for a Maestro, for example. Because with the rope, you always have to use the slack keep the slack on the same hand.
I will find that video and link it in the description down below.
On the back we have a big plate with an anchor point on the bottom, also rounded up, very nice to use. So we think it's an additional...
It looks like a good improvement, like
I think
the way it was from the first Pro Traxxion to the model before this was already a huge step, but this is again...
Question for you guys, maybe if the first Pro Traxxion is something else we don't have to use today. There's something on...
I already know what you're going to do.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not going to tell it. So what's
good question, huh?
Yeah, good question, definitely. On the old one, we needed to do something extra, which we don't need to do on this one and the one before.
And the one before, true. Yeah.
One of the things I was like, yes, when it came out, Good question. Pro Traxxion. You said it with the little wire. You mentioned the twin release already. It's not a new product. It's been out for a while, but I think it's a very good product. I hear a lot of people who are very enthusiastic about it. They really like it because it's sort of versatile in its own little niche. You can do a lot of different things and rig it out the way you want to. And it's very quick and easy to use. So we have one here, of course.
Put it in confined space in a vertical way. We want to use it, and we use it on an anchor point on top. And it's again the nice technology we had with the spin pulleys. We use it again because on the back actually we have a normal spin. With the flank we can open up. On this side you have one LD, which is one directional pulley. So it helps. I'm going to close it again. It's easier. It helps to hold. But when we lower our load, thank you. It will block, and actually with the facets on the sheath, it will give a friction and better control on the lowering. Also the swivel on the top, around it, as we just spoke about, like the Pro Traxxion, we have an additional friction here because it's very good and interesting to know we can use two people. But always start descent with additional friction. So if, for example, if we lower one person, maybe the friction is too much and the person doesn't load, then we can take it off. Another very important thing to know is that I open the cam for you to see the pulley. The cam is differently than the cam we know from the Briggy ID or Maestro. Those are working progressively. If we put it on low, the cam actually will, our hand and the lever will actually give the speed of the descent. This one is zero, it's all or nothing, it's open or closed.
You're just opening the device.
And it's the friction which will lower.
So like with all the other devices you just mentioned, when you use it in a situation where it's upside down or in a rescue situation, basically different than on your harness descending by yourself. This is the same, you need to add friction before you start lowering, and if the friction is too much or the load is too light, then you can take it away. But first add it on
the friction, additional friction plate.
Beautiful.
The cam is different, a little bit different as well. You have a relief, it's not with the teeth. So it's just to grab on the rope, but it's not to put in. But it works very nice and it has also a little hole on the...
So you can actually put it on the ceiling here and then lower from there. Nice.
True.
And the minimum braking strength is?
So the minimum braking strength is 38 kN.
38 kN. But...
And it's always to put them in a setup of 1 to 4. So with a double pulley on the bottom, that's the idea. Always when you use a double pulley like the twin release or just a spinel L2, always use it a double, never use it in one.
It's a very popular question, right? Can I use it as a single pulley? So we had a lot of New tool tethering options, new pulleys coming soon. We have the tool bags as well.
The harnesses.
New harnesses. But we have one more thing, and that's right behind us. That's new. It's the new lights. And here comes the camera operator, zooming in a little bit. The new lights. So we already have the Pixas, which I use often. But these are a little bit smaller, also yellow and very industrial looking. So what's the story behind these?
Well, we listen very good to the users. The Pixar is a very nice headlamp, a little bit older leather headlamp as well. It doesn't give that much light. So we look for something a little bit smaller, lightweight, a little bit more output. So we have the ARIA range, and we have like two different models, ARIA 1 and ARIA 2, and they come in ARIA 1 just with batteries, or right. The ARIA 2 1R and the 2R are rechargeable. And the rechargeable accu is delivered with it when you have the R version, flips out. The good thing is that this one can be charged with the micro USB directly in the battery.
So you don't need a separate charger or anything.
And you have a little indicator, green or red, when it's charging or when it's charged.
Yeah.
The good thing as well is that as a backup, you just take this out, and you put, without changing anything, in the right direction, you put just 3 pen lights, smallest ones, without changing anything.
And that's it.
And that's it.
You can keep going.
What we did use from the Pixar is that it's also waterproof IP67, so it's dust-proof and waterproof. Yeah. You can immerse it for 1 meter. You can drop it from 2 meters. You can drop something on it, right. 400 grams and 40 centimeters. It's easy, adjustable headband on the back, like this, and it gives more light. The ARIA 1 gives 350 lumen, the ARIA 2 gives 450 lumen, the ARIA 2R 600 lumen. So the 2R and the ARIA 2 are not the same light. It's the same headlamp.
Okay.
It's the accu which gives a little bit more power.
Gives more power.
Because if we take the ARIA 1, which gives 350 lumen, and we add the accu or the battery pack, we go to 450.
Right. Okay.
And the ARIA 2, you buy them with batteries, and afterwards you buy a different battery pack separately. Yeah. You go to 600 lumen.
Go to 600. Nice. So that's even. This one, which is a lot smaller and lighter than the Pixar, this is already 3 times as strong.
Absolutely.
As much light.
Absolutely.
Which is amazing for a small light.
And we just use one button on the top to do everything. So we just put it on, high, let's say on the camera. I'm very sorry about that. And then out, and we see a little indicator how our battery or pack
that's the indicator color. It's green. It's completely charged almost.
Yes. Or orange we go between 30 and 10%, and red is below 10%.
Okay.
Yeah. And then something else, if I can, sorry, Alex, you wanted to ask a question. We can adapt to the helmet as well. With the Pixar, we get a pattern we put on the helmet. Yeah. But we notice we have a lot of waste. A lot of people throw it away. So now it's a separate device. It's not included in your headlamp. We have 2 different ones.
Okay. One with the sticker.
Yes.
Check.
Slot adapt to put on the Petzl helmet, as we know. We put it like this, and we slide it on the side. If you have a different helmet than Petzl, why? You can use this one with the sticker.
And that's also slide in from the side.
True. Yeah.
That's nice. I wanted to ask something. Oh yeah, no, I saw I like black, tactical black, of course, the favorite color of a lot of guys. So what's the difference? Because there's an extra lens in there, I see, or a circle. Yeah.
It's the black versions is only with battery. You can add the battery pack afterwards, but it's only delivered with the small pen lights. And it has red, green, and blue lights. So actually, we can change. Just keep on pressing the button, and then it switches to the light you want. So we made it robust as an industrial environment. One button use for everything. So we try to adapt and listen to the public. Like Pixar is heavyweight. Pixar is big.
The helmet always drops down a little bit. Yeah.
So we try to listen, and we try to improve and take the good part of the Pixars and adapt it a little bit more
to a smaller form factor.
Yeah.
So I just turned it on by accident, straight into my eyes. I still see dots everywhere. It's very. It is strong. So beautiful. Reinout, I would really like to thank you for the opportunity to come here and get my hands on these new devices and all your explanation about them. Is there anything you would like to add?
No, I just wanted to thank you for coming over to Antwerp to our offices here, and it was really nice to see you again.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you have questions, just drop them with Alex, and we try to reply to them as good as we can.
So we had the whole table full with all kinds of gear. We had a little battery mishap because the microphone died again. What I forgot to ask about was something I really like, is these nice steel strops. I encountered them in the fall on a wind turbine job we were doing, and we had a lot of edges to pass. So we got the 3-meter ones of this, and the things first thing I noticed is we have one big hole and one small one, and the ability to choke.
Absolutely.
So
we get a little loss, of course, on strength, because if we use it in double mode like this, like so, we get 35 kN. But if we use it in single mode or choke it, then we get 23 kN.
23
so,
kN,
but still a very nice result. Yeah, of course, very good for sharp edges. If maybe a warm surface, also very good.
Yeah.
So a galvanized seal in the center, 6.5 millimeter, and with a sheath to protect it a little bit. Also to keep the plastic sheath here, to keep the carabiner in place. Easy to use.
Nice.
Yeah, and as you said, this is 50 centimeters. We have 1 meter, 1 meter, 52 meters, and 3 meters.
3 meters, yeah.
Very nice product, actually.
Beautiful. So that was a little bonus. So unlike some of the other stuff that's coming in the spring, almost spring, from starting to release now in March, and then coming every month a new product.
More or less, yeah.
More or less, right?
Yeah. You get some in March.
These are already available.
Yeah.
So that was a little bonus segment for the video. We'll see you in the next one. Stay connected.